Good early morning, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibite OG. So I want to thank the return of my meme genius, UB2 Sob. If you guys have been around, you know he's been away for a little bit. Got to catch up a little bit in the live yesterday, and he sent me his inaugural return meme. Join Tom's Army, underwear optional by UB2 Sob. And the funny thing is I said something about underwear in the live, and that's how he got this. Oh, it's great. The guy's brilliant. So UB2 Sob, I thank you so much for the return. Oh man, that makes me so happy to have a meme from you. So what we were talking about yesterday, the last update I put out, we talked about Bitcoin, and I put that red line about where it could possibly retrace and still be okay to move up, but I would expect it to hit that retrace level. It almost came down to 53,343, about 300 points off, so not too bad. But we knew it was going to round that top, and now we got to see if that rounding is for real or if it's going to bounce off. And there's several different things we can do from here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very extended. It can either come down and start riding this and then bounce back up, or it can come down and ride this and then start layering out. Rejected, down, and start to have something like this where you start to reject all the way down and you start to layer out. I don't necessarily know if it's going to do that right away. We're going to go by steps, but you can see that we're starting to round this top. So once you start rounding the top and start coming down a little bit far, you can see the level before, though, we did round that top and then we pushed up. Now, could this still have more to go? It absolutely could, but I'm expecting it to ride like that if it would. You've got some altcoins that, when you started looking at them, XRP is still even. So that's still in a rising, it's like an uptrending, well, rising channel if you want to call it a rising wedge. But now it's getting to a point to where XRP's got to do something here, guys. It's in its outside channel now, and it can't get, it hasn't even been able to get back up, and now it's getting rejected by this overhead resistance line that was a very critical overhead line for resistance before this run even started. And I don't know how this got so damn slanted, but that's how it's supposed to be. And now we're coming up against it, and we got rejected perfectly by it. So it's time to look at this downtrend and see if now we're going to start riding that downtrend line back down to $1. And it almost makes sense for this to go back to 95 cents. But I'm not going to say it's going to go down to 95 cents for sure. I'd rather just sit back and watch Bitcoin and see what it's going to do. Bitcoin is definitely rounding that top, but this could be a retracement. That's why that 53,343 line is so important. If it breaks that and then pushes past its last resort right here at 52,866, you know, we've broken that neckline, and we're likely going to come down, and the first retest would be down here at 51,696 roughly. You know, hold that 50,000 line right here, and then you'd have another test down here at 47.7, and then you'd ultimately come down to 42,000 if we start segmenting down. So that's an 11,000 point drop just to get down from where we started this recent pattern on the uptrend. That extended out version is my own personal observation of where I think this is gonna, after it gets done rolling over, I think we end up somewhere down here pretty quickly. I think that's where we come down, and then we'll decide from there, and that would be the new apex in my opinion. Then we would decide if we're gonna get back down and get back into the falling wedge or not, which we already broke out of, but that doesn't mean we can't continue the journey down. But that's what I think's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to extend out a little bit, and then I think we're going to come down a good, you know, from where we're at now, almost 10,000. But that would be after we break down. We have to let this pattern play out. Bitcoin's down 2%, but you see how some of the stuff isn't down, most of it's up. It's starting to look like things are starting to ride a little opposite of Bitcoin. Let's see. Yeah, nothing major. Except for Shiba starting to teeter out a little bit. Now, this is where it gets dangerous, guys, if you're in cheap. This is the first time where I would be scared. During this whole uptrend, this is the first time I would be scared. Now you're getting rising price and the volume's starting to crash a little bit. That's the signs we could be meeting our maker right now, and nothing runs forever. But the volume is noticeably starting to come down a little bit here. So just be alert with Shiba. There's been huge profits, and there's no reason to get left on the sidelines and have paper gains. So that's what I'm seeing this morning. XRP, you know, like I said, it's stabilizing. XLM, it made up and jumped. It had a jump point. It's at that resistance spot at 36 cents. That's exactly where I thought it was going to hit. It hit it 100% on the nose in that area. So I'm happy about that because there were people riding it. Now what you do is you watch. Do we break over this and start riding this as an uptrend? Or do we start trading between this box and we're trying to do stuff out of here? So that's what you're watching with XLM. It is at the top of its point right now, so it's going to be interesting. And then with DGB, it's made a little bit of a move, but DGB has this hanging W, because that can sometimes be a reversal. But also pay attention to the fact that we've had extreme wick pullbacks all the way across this area. So there's a chance we'll just continue to ride up like this and maybe make a push up here. But the moment we don't respect this, we're going to start going like this, and then it's going to get tricky and it'll probably come down. It could trick us and move into the sideways part and then fall off. But the moment it's not respecting the support line, ladies and gentlemen, you bail. If it doesn't support this, it's coming down here. So make sure it's supporting that if you're going to hold on to DGB. So make sure to hit that like button, turn that bell notification to all. If you're new or returning, hit that subscribe button. Yesterday we went over 3,800 subscribers, and I'm very happy about that. Our ISO headquarters hit 400 subscribers yesterday, which that thing's been flying off the shelves. Check that out in the video description below. That channel, my other YouTube station. Also, my Swing Traders Anonymous is approaching 730 subscribers. So I'm very, very blessed and very, very thrilled with the support that I'm getting on YouTube. So until next time, stay blessed, pay attention, and don't do anything stupid.